Hey, my friends, it is Coach Hudson Warren here with Maps and Keller Williams, and I'm super excited to be kind of there with you today since I am not live, and yet I didn't want to miss this. Please forgive the lighting. I'm in a hotel room. I'm all the way in California, so we got time zone things. I'm at a conference this week, and it is what it is, and here we are. I, Thank you for allowing me some time in your meeting and giving me a little bit of attention. And just so you know who I am, I'm an agent first. So what you do is what I do. I'm still in the agent world. I actually live in Lutz, so I'm not too far away from you, although I am out in the woods with the cows. And I run a small expansion team that covers everything from Tampa Bay south to Marco Island. So we're doing what you do. I am a MAPS coach, and outside of coaching, I have six children under the age of 12. So I live a super full, exciting, and big life. And I am very, very lucky to be the bold coach that is coming your way starting the first week of April. So coming up real soon here. And here's what I would like to do. Lennon will help me out because obviously I'm not there, so I can't see and I can't hear. And yet he'll help facilitate this. So super simple, because I believe that it's hard for us to make the best choices and to really get full enjoyment out of our life if we don't have some clarity about where we are and where we're starting. So let me ask you this. We are just about a full quarter through 2023, which is bizarre to say, right? So my question to you is, I'm certain, in fact, well, let's just ask for fun because why not? Uh, Raise your hand if you have any goal that you're working to hit this year. It could be business, it could be personal, it could be health, it could be wealth, it could be a mix of those, or whatever it is. If you have one or more goals that you're looking to hit by the end of the year, now I know y'all just all raised your hands because why would you be sitting in an office meeting at a wonderful Keller Williams office if you didn't have goals you were working towards? So we're a quarter into the year. You've got goals that are important. Again, some of them may be business and some of them may be personal. So if we look at what the goal is and knowing we're a quarter of our way through the year, are you on track? No judgment in that. You don't need to feel bad if you're not, and you can feel great if you are. It doesn't matter to me. Just are you on track? Now, I know statistically that there probably weren't as many hands that went up. Sometimes there's none, sometimes there's a few. If there were a few, congratulations, way to crush it. Um, to those of you who didn't raise your hand, who aren't on track for your goals, here's the beautiful thing about awareness is now you have an opportunity to do something about it. Like I bet those goals were important to you. They are important to you. I bet when you set them, you were excited. There's probably a fire in your belly around these goals, and we're off course. Now we have 3 quarters of the year to fix it. And yet, if that doesn't start immediately, what I've found in my experience, both personally and with other agents and helping and coaching and mentoring, not going to happen because there's only so much further we can get into the year before we really have control over stopping things or fixing things, I guess I should say. What do you do about it? Well, here's what I've found. Simple ahas are usually the ones that have had the biggest impact on my life. Um, when I'm looking for more, now, whether that's earning more income or selling more houses or having a higher price point, maybe it's more health, more wealth, more time with my kids, more control of my time, more money in the bank, more travel, more. And most of us are looking for more. It doesn't mean that you're not happy. It's okay. And yet you're growth minded and you're working towards more. What I find is that when we are looking for more, we get to do different if we really want that more. If we don't do different, if we don't make a change in the pattern that we're already in, then the different never comes. And that's how goals turn into just dreams, right? And no, goals should be commitments. They should be non-negotiable. So you have this awareness that you're not on track for your goals. There's no judgment. It's just what do we do? Well, we have bold coming up. And here's the truth. There's no better place for you to be. And before I tell you why bold is so great and what it might do for you, I'm for your well-being. I'm going to share with you what it did for me, and frankly, why I coach it. I'm not always as lucky as to have the bold right in my backyard. Most of the time, I'm on planes and automobiles and trains and all these things to do this, and I leave my family, and I do it because I don't think I would have my family without bold. You see, after 8 years in the business and kind of like just floating through because I was selling where I'd grown up in a place with a very high average commission like you guys have. This was in Southern California. I moved across the country to Estero, basically Fort Myers, Florida, and I started over and I went broke real quick. And I moved for a relationship that was broke real quick. And I ended up after 10 months of no income in the bold room, put it on a credit card, probably the last credit card I had with any available balance on it. Um, and magic happened. And I created 11 transactions. I closed seven of them by the end of the year. And it stopped me from having to get a job. Now, fast forward, because I don't want to take too much of your time. I kept going. I went back and I took bold 15 times in 5 years. And I know that sounds crazy, except here's what that did for me. The 8 years prior, the most I'd ever made was just a hair over $200,000, and that was about 20 homes sold. Uh, seven houses is what I sold in 2014. Very exciting. 2017, by then, I sold 111 with an admin, with no other assistance. And then it kept growing from there. 2019 was the first year I became a seven-figure earner. And I got a high school diploma. That's the extent of my higher education. So you can do the mental math there. I don't come from a family with money. I've been able to create this beautiful life because I kept putting myself in the right environment. And that's what I want you to hear. Bold is a class, there's a classroom aspect to it. It's really more about coaching, accountability, and conditioning. And at the end of the day, is it a class? Yeah, it's class. Do I teach it? Yeah. I mean, I'm a coach. And trust me, when you choose to take bold with me, you'll see I am a coach naturally. And of course, I also teach. It's the environment that you're in. You better believe that a few bolds in, I knew the material in and out. Now it's been rewritten multiple times since then. It wasn't about the material. I wasn't that slow of a learner. It was about being in the right environment where there were no excuses, where we were only moving forward, where I had support when I hit those walls, because we hit walls all the time, right? I mean, we're in a very high stress, high rejection business. Because I kept putting myself in that environment, I kept growing. And now because I've kept myself in that environment as a coach, I continue to grow. And the life I live today is literally insane to me. Like I'm so freaking lucky. And I wouldn't have it the way that I do if I hadn't done that. So whether you're sitting there and you're like newer to the business, you're kind of at that mighty middle where you're maybe like on the cusp where you're just starting to cap and yet there's more that you want, or you're a mega and you're earning the top income in the company. That doesn't mean that you don't have more. And it also doesn't mean that you can't get there in this market. I know that the prices are still great. And I also know there's less houses to sell and more agents looking to sell them. So I got a hint for you. We get to do differently to make sure that other agents don't take the business from us. In fact, I'm quasi looking at a room full of people who could all have the best year they've ever had, despite what the market does, despite what the interest rates do, if they put themselves in the right environment. If they put their hands over their ears and stop listening to things that don't serve them, if they put the blinders on and continue to do the things that do serve them, then all of you can choose to have the best year you've ever had in 2023. So my challenge to you is to just not buy into any excuses. We all have them. I have them too. We can also ignore them and to choose today to invest in bold. Now, Lennon will confirm we're going to have limited seating at it's at the Brandon office. I know you just freaked out. I said the Brandon office. I promise it's going to be okay. It'll be worth your time in the car. The seats will sell out though because it is a finite amount of space. So Lennon knows what to do. He's going to have some sort of way for you to sign up, whether it's on the spot or it's a paper registration, whatever it is. If you're ready, I need you, when this video goes off, I need you to raise your hand and tell him that you are ready to invest in your future and in your best year in 2023 and join us for Bold. If you have questions that I'm obviously not there to answer, Lennon, give him my cell phone number. I'm happy to connect even while I'm at this conference. Just shoot me a text. And I trust you'll have a beautiful rest of your meeting. I appreciate you. Make it a great day.